Rishi Sunak became UK's Prime Minister on Monday, replacing his once leadership rival Liz Truss as the country faces a severe economic crisis. Sunak enjoyed support of over 50% of the Conservative MPs, while his rival Penny Mordaunt has received the support of around 25%. Now, in the history of UK, Sunak has scripted history, as one could say, by becoming the first Prime Minister of non-British origin to assume the highest office in the UK. He's also going to be the youngest Prime Minister of the UK in modern history at the age of 42. He has warned of profound economic challenges that lie ahead. This was in his opening address. Take a look at what he had to say.
I'd like to pay tribute to Liz Truss for her dedicated public service to the country. She has led with dignity and grace through a time of great change and under exceptionally difficult circumstances, both at home and abroad. I am humbled and honoured to have the support of my parliamentary colleagues and to be elected as leader of the Conservative and Unionist Party. It is the greatest privilege of my life to be able to serve the party I love and give back to the country I owe so much to. The United Kingdom is a great country, but there is no doubt we face a profound economic challenge. We now need stability and unity, and I will make it my utmost priority to bring our party and our country together, because that is the only way we will overcome the challenges we face and build a better, more prosperous future for our children and our grandchildren. I pledge that I will serve you with integrity and humility, and I will work day in, day out to deliver for the British people.
It's so very tempting to read sweet symbolism into this historic day, and historic it is, even though we use that word historic a bit loosely. But to think of this, that someone of Indian origin is now the Prime Minister of Britain. A lot of us find ourselves saying this to ourselves again and again just to remind ourselves that it is true. It is quite extraordinary. Think of the Parliament here. Think of this British flag here. How many centuries it flew over India. And through the days of the East India Company as well, when the company's rules were made by Parliament here, its mandate, its powers, its limitations and its rules were set by Parliament here. The trading terms were set by Parliament here. And of course, the Treasury got a lot of money by way of taxation out of its business activities and trading activities in India. And then on, after 1857, the direct rule, one act after another, one rule after another for administering India was made through Parliament here, directly or indirectly. In any case, anything of consequence had to be approved by Parliament. Generations of Indians grew up over centuries knowing no other world and knowing no other way to be. And now we see this change, and this change, of course, comes after a long fight and long struggle by Indians against this Parliament here. We had the whole independence movement, Lala Lajpat Rai, then Gandhi, then the advances and the successes step by step, the Morley Minto reforms that did not reform very much, then the brutal Rowlatt Act 10 years later, then Churchill, who resisted any independence for India. And after all that, we come to a day like this. An Indian and someone of Indian origin becomes Prime Minister of Britain to set rules for this country from Parliament here, to lead this country around the world. But that sweet symbolism, tempting as it is, does have to stop somewhere. We have to see, of course, and we will. Rishi Sunak is the Prime Minister for Britain. He is not in it with any commitment to India, and in fact, on the contrary. We've seen evidence of this through the hustings when he spoke about illegal migrants. He meant migrants really from India who have overstayed in Britain. There was an agreement between Britain and India, that India should take back some of these. That has not gone very far because, first, it's not easy to identify who all these people are. Second, it's not easy also to uproot people who have been here for years and years, who have children growing up here, going to school. And these are issues that have led to delays. But Rishi Sunak has pledged a hard line on this. Certainly, he also would link this, as he said, to the free trade agreement being negotiated with India. So on these issues, we can expect a very hard stand from Rishi Sunak against India. If not against India, then at the very least to secure advantages for Britain rather than concede any to India. So this Indian origin flag that we are waving with so much enthusiasm will have to have its limits. It doesn't go beyond a point. But notwithstanding all that, despite all that, and despite the fact that he will, of course, look after Britain's interest, even if that means going and taking a stand against India's interest, we still cannot resist the symbolism of the day that someone of Indian origin is now the Prime Minister of Britain. Whatever follows, this is historic, it is most remarkable.